This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. It's Friday, July 17th, 2026.
We are your smart friends on the go. Today, we're unpacking who actually holds the cards in global business, tech, and politics.
Let's start with the gist view. Today, we're looking at a fascinating new study from MIT. It completely rewrites how we see human progress.
Right, the researchers used a large language model, that is, an artificial intelligence system trained to read and understand human text. They fed it over 5 million listings from old Sears catalogues, stretching from 1900 to 1990.
The goal? To measure real economic growth. Normally, government statisticians use basic price deflators. A deflator's just a tool to strip out inflation, so you can see actual value.
But here is the catch. Governments like simple math. They gain consistency by ignoring product quality improvements. Adjusting for quality is expensive and highly subjective.
Who benefits from that shortcut? Bureaucracies. It keeps their workloads manageable. But who loses out? Our understanding of history.
Exactly. As highlighted by the economics blog Marginal Revolution, official numbers say consumer goods growth over those 90 years was a factor of 10. But the artificial intelligence reveals the true factor was 39.
The massive wealth created by market innovation was essentially hidden by bad math. And surprisingly, the biggest hidden gains happened before World War II.
That completely flips the old academic consensus. But we do need a grain of salt here. The study only tracks manufactured goods you can put in a box. It leaves out services like housing, healthcare, and education. We all know those prices have skyrocketed.
Moving to the global overview, the tensions in the Middle East are now showing up at the mall.
Literally, luxury brand Burberry just reported lower revenues in the Middle East. The Financial Times notes they directly blame the ongoing Iran conflict.
As we've warned before, disruptions in maritime routes like the Strait of Hormuz act as a global tax. It drains money from consumers and slows down trade.
Meanwhile, over in the United States, Treasury yields are slipping. A Treasury yield is basically the interest rate the United States government pays to borrow money.
The Wall Street Journal reports investors are balancing solid United States economic data against these very real geopolitical frictions.
Let's look up for a moment. Way up. Mauritius just became the 70th country to sign the Artemis Accords.
That's a United States-led international agreement. It sets the ground rules for responsible space exploration. Mauritius is now the 7th African nation to join.
The incentive here is clear. Developing nations want a seat at the table. Space is the next big resource frontier. Nobody wants to be locked out of the future economy.
Time for the European perspective. We have major news out of the United Kingdom. According to German broadcaster ZDF, Andy Burnham is the new Prime Minister.
Yes, the 7th United Kingdom Prime Minister since 2016. He secured 379 out of 403 Labour MP nominations. This was basically a rapid coronation.
It completely bypassed the broader Labour Party membership. Why? Because the government's popularity is plummeting. The parliamentary insiders needed to lock down power fast to stop any factional infighting.
Burnham's big promise is devolution. He wants to move power away from Whitehall, the central government in London, and give it to local mayors.
But he also wants more public control over key economic sectors. So instead of central elites running the show, we might just see regional bureaucracies taking over.
It shifts the economic friction. Still, the United Kingdom is one of the most centralised economies in the developed world. Empowering local mayors might be the exact structural shock needed to fix deep geographic inequalities.
Over in Brussels, the European Union is tweaking its climate rules. The Emissions Trading System, or ETS, is the European Union's carbon market. It caps how much greenhouse gas companies can emit.
Politico reports the European Union is giving heavy industry a massive break. Starting in 2036, big industrial polluters can just buy external carbon offsets to keep polluting into the 2040s.
The winners? Corporate incumbents. Heavy industries get to delay massive, immediate costs to upgrade their factories.
The losers? Climate action speed. Countries like Sweden are fiercely opposing this. The European Union is basically choosing to protect its current industrial titans over strict environmental deadlines.
Let's talk defence. French and German air forces just completed a joint mid-air refuelling operation.
German Eurofighters and French Rafale jets flew together, as reported by Il Sole 24 Ore. This autumn, Germany is expected to formally join French nuclear exercises.
This is huge. It embeds German military assets directly into France's nuclear deterrence infrastructure. It's a structural shift to make European defence independent, relying less on Washington.
Finally, down in Italy, the state antitrust authority just handed out €2.5 million in fines.
The crime? Parasitic marketing ahead of the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. Companies like Harmont and Blaine were trying to piggyback on the Olympic brand without paying for it.
Who benefits from the fines? The official corporate sponsors. The state is acting as an enforcer to protect the massive investments made by authorised partners.
That brings us to the end of the show. So, what's the temperature today, John? Today's temperature is a heavy dose of institutional self-preservation. Whether it's governments hiding economic realities with simple math, the European Union bending climate rules to protect heavy industry, or United Kingdom insiders closing ranks to survive, established powers are actively rewriting the rules to protect their own stability. Innovation and growth are definitely happening, from historic artificial intelligence data dives to African nations looking towards space. But the old guard is fighting hard to keep its grip on the wheel. Perfectly said.
If you found today's episode useful, you should really get the gist in your inbox. We send out a free daily newsletter that gives you this exact kind of edge every single morning. Just tap the subscribe link right there in our show notes.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you tomorrow.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.